Lura maħna unek u bil-qalb narġa' nilqakom konverzazzjoni li tider li qed tolqot ukoll ħafna nies, grazzi tal-kummenti, nieħdu gost ħafna bihom. Qabel inkomplu però dejjem aħna nagħmlu dan l-ispunt żgħir fejn naraw min rebaħ ir-rigal tal-ġimgħa l-oħra tal-bata. Fil-fatt ħankunu nistgħu norulkom issa għandna din kienet l-istampa li rejnikom il-ġimgħa l-oħra, risposta kellha tkun numru 1 u hija Ġoanna Vella illi rebħet dan ir-rigal. Allura issa Ġoanna nitolbuha li tibgħatilna messaġġ privat bid-dettalji tagħha bl-indirizz u l-indirizz essaċu bl-ID card number u nkunu nistgħu nibatula id-dettalji. Illum, x'kellha tkun ir-risposta Nojli? Il-1, il-2 jew 3? L-ewwel wieħed, it-tieni wieħed jew it-tielet wieħed? L-ewwel wieħed. L-ewwel wieħed mela min wieġeb l-ewwel wieħed bħallum ġimgħa għandna mnejn sejħu ismu jew isimha u ngħidu min hija jew min huwa ir-rebbieħ proprju ta' 50 euro voucher mingħand il-bata. Il-mistiedna tagħna Veronika Vazeri. Bdejna nitkellmu ftit minuti qabel l-aħbarijiet, qegħdin nitkellmu dwar relazzjonijiet, hija propju esperta fuq is-suġġett ta' kif għandek tikkomunika f'relazzjoni. Iva, sfortunatament il-lingwa tagħha mhijiex Maltija, ġifieri qegħdin nitkellmu magħha bl-Ingliż u ta' dan niskuża ruħi, però hija neċessità minħabba li s-suġġett, minħabba li l-persuna għadha ma talmitx bil-Malti. Jalla jkollna l-opportunità tafu kemm jiena persuna li l-Malti nħobbu, però f'ċertu sitwazzjonijiet ikollna naddattaw ukoll. So, Veronica, we're back.
Yes.
You left us with a question. And, or you gave us a lot of food for thought, if I might quote as well one of our televiewers, yeah. You were saying that in a relationship, we somehow, be it male or female, we all have predominant features which are either more masculine or more feminine. However, with the evolution of mankind, today women also go out to work, also earn a living, and this might be creating somehow a bit of a lack of balance between what the gender role used to be before and what the gender role is today. Obviously, all the feminists out there are going to say, "Oi, what are you saying? That we should go back in time?" And we're definitely not saying that. We're just explaining that in a relationship there has to be a balance. And that's what you're suggesting today. So, all yours.
So when you think about the attraction, why we attract certain people and how the attraction works, the brain area that's responsible for attraction and for the chemistry hasn't evolved much for a million years. So though women play a different role in the society today, and thanks God for that, because we have so much talent in women, which is utilized in the workplace, and there is obviously a lot of evidence that suggests that women contribute so positively to any economy or to any company that they get involved or employed by, or they're at the board level. When it comes to relationships, the personal relationships, we haven't evolved much for million years. And the attraction is very, very complicated because there are a lot of studies that has been done. For example, all women want some, or at least they claim they want some, for example, help with, some domestic work, do the dishes and the floors and so on. The studies has been done that if you show women a man who is doing dishes, and then you show the same women a man who is doing more masculine role, like drilling a hole, putting a nail, mowing a lawn, and they've been asked to rate which man they find more attractive, all women without fail, with a very, very small percentage, found more attracted to the guys who are doing more masculine jobs around the house. Now, although
when you're saying attraction, are you referring to physical attraction?
Physical attraction. So it's a very complicated matter, because though we might think that's what we want, logically, of course you want some help around the house, but we need to be very, very mindful of attraction. And the same happens with men. For example, there was a case with my client where they were, a couple, a husband observed a woman, there was an insect coming into the house, and she was all strong and independent. She just went and killed that insect, and he couldn't make love to her that night. He didn't know why, because he saw her in a capacity where he has a very, very primal need to be a protector and a provider. He needs to be needed, and he saw her fixing that, let's say, dangerous, not so dangerous, but potentially unpleasant situation doing it herself, his attraction to him all of a sudden is becoming diminished. So we need to be mindful, though we might think we want certain things, but it's just not, it influences how we perceive each other.
If I had to try to identify what you're saying, yes, we want equality, we want our men to come home and wash the floor. However, deep down in our subconscious, we don't want it, because we want the man to be the macho guy who walks in and like says, oh, I'm going to fix this on the wall, or I'm going to...
Exactly.
I'm hearing you, I'm listening, I'm absorbing, but I'm not sure...
I feel that I want to say, I believe what you say, that when you did the poll, sort of, and women did react that way. But I think it is the culture that makes them feel that way. I don't think that, I mean, if you have a man around the house and you're slaving away washing the floors, and he's, you know, gallantly trying to fix something on the wall, I think, I don't know,
I'm trying to think of something right now. When they get like these adverts, and they get the like, macho guys.
Like the Coca-Cola advert.
You can't mention brands. Okay, let's assume there's an advert. And usually when there is an advert and they get this hunky guy, he's not washing the floor.
No.
He's doing something.
That's what I try to get at. Like, you know, when they're showing a man in anything, doing a commercial or even in a film, he's always doing macho things. So even little girls growing up, that is what they're seeing.
And it's done. The ads are very clever, because ads are not done to gender stereotype. They're not done to be politically correct. They're done to influence people's behavior. Exactly. And what influences people's behavior, because they know what the attraction principles and our biology is influenced by those roles that we are attracted to. And as I said, it's not, I want to make it very clear, it's not necessarily gender related, though we can make a safe assumptions that it is, but there are still women who are more masculine, and they will be attracted to more feminine men, and that again create polarity. So that's again the attraction is there. Yeah. It works.
Okay, so with your theory, and obviously this is not something you're inventing. This is something you've studied and obviously qualified in. You're saying that if a relationship is in trouble, a couple should look into this kind of situation that they have put themselves in, and maybe can save the relationship if they reach a better balance.
Completely. So if you are in a relationship right now, and as a couple you're losing the attraction, so I work with a lot of couples who didn't have intimate relationship for years and years, or they feel they love each other, they feel very connected because they're doing a lot of things together, but they live like brother and sister. There's no chemistry, and the first thing they ask them to fix is to renegotiate the gender roles. Who's going to play in which role? And it doesn't matter if she plays masculine role and he plays feminine, as long as they're polar opposite. And that creates the polarity, and that immediately creates that tension between them that is creating the attraction. So the first thing for people to do if they want to save the marriage or to fix the marriage is to agree on who's play which role, and we don't want to gender stereotype if women is more comfortable being a man and provider and making important decisions and so on. So it's something that we need to be very mindful in a relationship, and it doesn't mean that people can't switch, but before switching they should be
in fact
renegotiating.
If I might quote Carmen, who actually wrote on our photo, that she gave a very, very good comment here. She said that we expect each other to understand our needs, and that perhaps the best situation would be to have more communication, more talk, more sitting down and discussing.
Completely.
And I don't know whether, I mean, you have to be very aware of what you're doing, and this might, perhaps this conversation might make people aware of what the situation is. I don't know, let's assume and hope that we're helping someone out there who might be in this situation.
Of course. I teach gender communications, and also I run workshops on premarital advice, because when people enter into new relationship, this is something they need to be discussing. And what I advise is, when people are already in a relationship, they continue to renegotiate in the roles, because the circumstances that for each couple are changing. So maybe when they entered a relationship, they didn't have some responsibilities, they had different financial situations, they had different situations with in-laws and the family members, they have now children, or maybe the children left school. Each relationship goes through stages. So it's not enough just to negotiate once and then assume that things gonna be just falling into place automatically. It's advisable to renegotiate on a yearly basis for a long-term couple to see, okay, does it still work for us?
Change and the necessities change.
And especially with age, when we become more influenced by hormones. So when men become older, they start losing, the testosterone level goes down, and they're more impacted by the estrogen. And for a women, it's vice versa, which is why I was saying the women become more ambitious, the stronger, very motivated, and men become more mellow. They tend to be more softer, and it's just changes. Again, that's a time where they need to renegotiate the role, and women now is more comfortable making a lot of important decisions, and of course always consulting how her man feels about it. It's a constant dance. I compare it with dance. You are waltzing with each other, but you can't slam on each other's feet when you're dancing, and which is why you need to be constantly taking roles and create that polarity and going around to have that tension on a regular basis, so you don't lose that attraction, you don't lose that spark in a relationship, which you can maintain forever if you are mindful of that polarity principle.
And obviously that attraction will lead to an ongoing relationship, because when the attraction goes away, somehow we're here, like you said before, brother-sister relationship, and no matter how much you love the person, somehow it doesn't remain good enough or solid enough to remain.
The lack of commitment. Coming back to my comments at the beginning, people divorce because they don't have a commitment, and commitment goes when the bond, that glue that keeps people together, is separated. And when they act, if it's 50-50 and they are playing the same role, it's your business, but you're not committed to somebody who's doing the same thing. You need to be interdependent.
I have to conclude now. We have to conclude because the time is up. It's been a pleasure. Thank you, Veronica. I hope we get the opportunity to sit down again on our sofa and have another discussion. I know you qualify in a lot of different subjects. This was a very, very good one. It's been a pleasure. Have a lovely weekend.
Thank you for inviting me, and I promise to start learning Maltese.
Yes, please. That would make my life much easier, please. I get less criticism from our viewers. Nixtieq ngħid ukoll li jekk hemm xi ħadd li forsi qabad il-konverzazzjoni tard u jixtieq jara l-ewwel silta, il-programm tagħna tistgħu ssibuh dejjem jew on demand li jitlaq fuq TVM Portal wara ġurnata, jew inkella tistgħu titlu wkoll YouTube, tittajpjaw Illum ma' Steph u titlaq ta' kuljum jitla l-programm. Tistgħu titlu u taraw diversi fażijiet u diversi mistiedna li jkollna u taraw x'ikun qed jiġri. Jiena Najlin nirringrazzjawkom. Ngħidulkom il-weekend it-tajjeb, nħalli fidejk jekk tixtajdulhom weekend it-tajjeb nassumi li iva.
Għattilhom inti diġà, toħodhom lill-kliem, ma tħallilix il-weekend it-tajjeb.
Tara kif ħadd.
U nispera li tkun waħda memorabbli.
Proset. U jiena nawguralkom li nhar Tnejn li ġej jerġa' jkollkom aptit li tingħaqdu magħna għal ġimgħa oħra ta' programm Illum ma' Steph. Sa dan it-tant, Iva, ngħidu grazzi lil dawn in-nies li jgħinuna ta' kuljum. Lil Miss Selfridge, lil Bata, lil Vaskas, lil O'Hea Opticians, grazzi lil Screen Chris Sultana llum għal xari, grazzi lil Transforma u Teoxana l-Kura tal-Ġilda, Settana Kalombini Casa by Bonds flimkien mal-Madison, grazzi lil Eye Center, grazzi lil Marlene Vassallo bil-prodotti tal-Makeup Factory għall-Irtok u Stefanias għall-ħwejjeġ ta' Nojlin. Grazzi lilkom bif tal-li tħobbuna tant, tikkomunikaw magħna bid-diversi modi li għandkom u tarawna. Ciao. Illum ma' Steph jirringrazzja lil Maypole, Britannia Tours, Alternative Technologies Limited u Planning Authority.